Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a lovely day. Today I am coming at you with a comparison video between these two beautiful Louis Vuitton purses. So I've got the Louis Vuitton Rosalie coin purse here and then the Louis Vuitton Zoe wallet here. And I thought this comparison would be useful because they are both compact wallets or purses, and so I think they serve a similar purpose, and I imagine that quite a few of you will be trying to decide between these two very popular purses from Louis Vuitton. So I'm going to give a quick overview of each of these first, and then I'll do a side-by-side comparison and a look at what fits inside, and then I'll finish off with my thoughts on both of these two pieces. So first up, let's look at the Louis Vuitton Rosalie coin purse. I have had this for about 2.5 years now and I really love this purse. So I've got this in the damier bean, as you can see, which is the canvas from Louis Vuitton. And then I got mine with the rose ballerine, so it's got the beautiful light pink button snap closure here. And then on the inside it is all lined in the rose ballerine as well. So this purse, as you can see, opens with a snap closure like that. And then when you open it up, it's got this concertina on the side and you can open it up like so. So on the inside of the flap, we've got an embossing which says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in Spain. And then you've got a few card slots here. So you've got a card slot on the back, you've got one on the front of that here. Then you've got this space down the middle where you can put either more cards or cash or even coins. You've got one slip pocket here. And then at the front, you have got a coin section. And on the inside, as you can see, this has got the rose ballerine lining as well. And then you've got a lovely little pull tab, which makes it pretty easy to open and close this zip closure. So that is this Rosalie coin purse in a snapshot. And now onto the Zoe wallet. I've got mine in the beautiful Empreinte leather and I've had this for only a couple of months and it was a birthday present to myself. I've wanted a Zoe wallet for quite a long time now and also really wanted the Empreinte leather and I just love this piece. So on the back you have one card slot on the outside and then on the front you've got the regular metal snap closure. And when you open it, this purse opens out fully. So you've also got the embossing on the interior here, which also says Louis Vuitton Paris, and this one is made in France. And then you've got a few card slots here, so there are 2 on each side, and these are vertical card slots. You have one full section here at the top for all of your notes or receipts, and then on the front here, you have got a coin section as well. And on the inside it is plain black, and this one comes with a metal zip, as you can see. So that's a quick overview of these two purses. If I show you a side-by-side comparison, you can see that they are quite similar in size. The Zoe wallet overall is a bit smaller, so you can see side by side here the width of the Rosalie coin purse is a bit more than the Zoe wallet, so I'd say it's about 1/2 centimetre, if not a little bit more wider. And you can see that there as well. And then the height, I would say, is exactly the same. And the depth is also really similar. I would say that the Zoe wallet is a little bit deeper and you can see that there are more layers in the Zoe wallet, so I think that contributes to the depth of this purse, but you can also see with nothing in it as well, there's a little bit of space in between, as you can see there. So it will slightly change once you pad out both of these purses, but overall they are very similar indeed. Zoe wallet, as I say, overall is slightly smaller. It's a little bit easier to hold in the hand, and the Rosalie coin purse is a little bit more substantial. Okay, so now let's see what fits in both of these, and I haven't actually packed both of these to capacity. I may have done previously when I did a review on this Rosalie coin purse from a while ago, but let's see together what fits inside. So I'll start with the Rosalie coin purse here, and I've got a bunch of cards here and I will just try and put these in. So let's start off with a couple of cards in the back slip pocket. Bearing in mind I have used this for a bit longer, so the canvas is maybe a little bit stretched out. I've got a couple of cards here, and let's put that into the front slot. And I'm not sure I've done that before, so it feels quite tight at the moment to put both in. So I've got 4 cards in there now. 1, 2, and let's try putting in a couple of cards into the front slot. And that is also slightly tight because I usually just go with 1 card in each slot. And then I've got 4 more cards here, and I will just put this into the middle. So in total now I've got 2, 4, 6, I've got 10 cards in the Rosalie coin purse, and just with cards it is completely fine. One thing to bear in mind is whilst this middle section opens up quite widely, at the points here, because they go in quite far, so you wouldn't be able to put a card into that middle point, if that makes sense. So you do need to put them either side, and you can put them either side. So let's just put this on that side, and you can see they just kind of stay on either side there. But that works completely fine with the 10 cards. I will just show you as well, I've got another 5 cards here, which I am just going to try and semi-hide, let's see, because it does have more private information on it. But I've got another 5 cards which I am going to try and put in there. So that's now got 15 cards, and this is definitely quite full, but you can see that also works, and there's not much issue as well. Definitely is quite wide now and bulky at the top, but with just 15 cards that is completely fine. So let me take those additional 5 from the middle out, because I don't think many of us have that many cards. So I've gone back to the 10 cards here, and then let's put some coins in the coin section. So I've got some random coins here. They are actually all foreign currency because I don't really use coins anymore except sometimes on a holiday. So I've got a bunch of coins here, and now this bit is a bit tight with the card sitting behind the coin section. So I'm going to try and slightly fail to get all of these in. And I think a couple dropped down here. So let me just try and get those out. Okay, there we go. So you can see there was quite a few coins there. I have managed to get it in, but you can now see that this part is quite distorted because I've got all the cards here. So let me at least try and move these cards to the back slightly, which may help. But because I've got the 2 cards here, it is slightly distorted. If I take those out, you can see that is much better. But let's just put these 2 back in and try closing, and that closes as well. Definitely tighter. You can see the side of the flaps do come out with this particular purse. So that's something to bear in mind if it's something that you don't like. I've got a couple of notes here which are already folded because these were in my Rosalie coin purse. So you do have to fold the notes for this purse, and I mean I can just put them in the middle there, that is fine. And that is pretty stuffed now. I think you would be able to get in a little bit more if you wanted to. So let me just try putting in an additional, let's see what happens if I put the 5 cards back in. Okay, so now I've got a total of 15 cards in here. I've got a couple of notes and those coins that you saw me put in. You can see that is a huge amount, and yeah, that doesn't work. So that is too much for this purse. So if I just take out, let's say 3 of those cards, so I've got 12 cards, will that work? So 12 cards work. So let's say about 12 is probably the maximum you're going to get into this if you've got the coins as well. And it's pretty packed. So now I'm going to try and transfer everything from the Rosalie coin purse into the Zoe wallet. Bear in mind that the Zoe wallet I have is in the Empreinte leather, and the leather is softer and more malleable than the canvas. So it's easier to stretch out, and over time, if you wanted to stuff this even more, then I think you will be able to do that because you can stretch the leather a little bit more than with the canvas. I'm going to try and use the same principle here of 2 cards per slot. So I will put 2 cards in the front there, and then another 2 cards in the front here. I will grab 2 more cards for the back slots, and the back slot definitely feels tighter. I've not really put too much into this purse. And then another 2 cards into the back here. There we go. So it is quite tight in the back, and that works completely fine. It definitely already feels quite tight. I think as you've got the cards here kind of bunching up together, it already feels a bit tight, but also, as I say, this is newer to me, so everything is a little bit tighter. Then we'll put the remaining cards into the back. So I've got 4 cards here, and I will put it into the back. So one thing to note, and the difference between these two, is that you've got your 4 card slots in the Zoe wallet, you've got 3 designated card slots in the Rosalie coin purse, but you do have this whole section in the middle, so the cards are, I think, a bit more secure in here as opposed to putting them up here. But really, if you close the purse, these are quite secure as well because they are relatively tight. And then I'll put the cash in. So the great thing about the Zoe wallet is that you don't have to fold your cash, which is a very nice welcome change in my opinion. I did quite enjoy using this when I was in South Korea and using cash with this purse because it is easier to count your cash whilst it's in the purse. So that's all the cards and cash in here. So we've got the 12 cards plus a couple of notes, and that works completely fine. Now let's try it with the coins. There are quite a few coins in here, I think. There we go. So there's all the coins there. Whoops, like that. And I'll put it in here. So the same as with the Rosalie coin purse, you do have card slots on one side of the coin section. So if you do put cards there, then it is quite stiff on one side. But you can see here, you've got this gusset with the Zoe wallet, which does make it a little bit easier to put everything in and to see your coins inside because you can expand this section. So that closes no problem as well. It is quite stuffed now on this side. It's pretty heavy. But that just about closes. It is pretty bulky now. This side looks kind of fine. This side is quite heavy. And I'll just try and jiggle the coins around a bit. But I think because you can fit more coins onto this side, that is essentially what is happening, which does distort the leather a fair bit. So this feels a bit too stuffed for my liking, but you can see that it does work. So I've got the same amount that I fitted into the Rosalie coin purse. So it was the 12 cards, a couple of bits of cash, and then a whole load of coins. So that actually really have the same max capacity. The Rosalie coin purse probably does have a little bit more capacity. It was slightly less stretched by putting that in, so you could probably get away with putting in 1 or 2 more cards into the Rosalie coin purse, or a little bit more cash or receipts. And this one is pretty stuffed. It's pretty chubby, which I actually think is quite cute, especially at the top. And it's just very chubby and it's quite nice to hold, to be honest. Oh, and then you do have the slip pocket in the back, which I haven't used, but you can just put a card or two in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to slightly de-stuff this one by taking out the 4 cards from the back. So I've still got the 8 cards in here, and I just wanted to go over a few features of these two that I do and don't like, that may help in your decision of choosing. You do have the back pocket here on the outside for the Zoe wallet, and I do actually use this. I usually put either my driving license or my most used card here, and it does give very easy access without having to get into the purse. However, because I am quite a tactile person, and the reason why I love all these purses and SLGs and bags is because I love the feeling of using these purses, and so I do actually tend to keep some of my most used cards on the inside as well, so that I have to open the purse each time I use it. I know it's a bit ridiculous, but if you wanted convenience, then this one does have the back pocket, so it is convenient for just taking out your 1 or 2 important or most used cards, whereas the Rosalie coin purse does not have that feature. The other thing I wanted to then point out is for the coin section. So as you can see, they've got different zipper pulls. I personally really like the metal zip because I just like the hardware. I have to say that the Louis Vuitton zip feels a little bit flimsy, it feels a little bit plasticky and not as nice as my mini pochette zipper pull, but I still like the little piece of hardware, and I think it just looks very put together with this purse. But again, if you're looking for convenience and ease of use, then this Rosalie coin purse pull tab, I think is much easier to use because it's longer, so it's easier to find it and just open and close the coin section. The other point about the coin section is that with the Zoe wallet, you have got this gusset on the side, so the coin section does expand out quite a bit, which I find very nice and does make it easier to use. Whereas the Rosalie coin purse, you can see, is sewn at both ends tightly, so it's more like a slip pocket. I would say, however, though, if you've got quite a few coins in here, I do find it easier to just pour all of the coins out and then count them in your hand. So that gusset here may not help too much if you are going to do that anyway, but it depends how many coins you use and how frequently you use them. And then the other part is, of course, that the Zoe wallet does have a full notes section. So if you do like using notes, this is very easy to use. It's of course easier to count your cash in the purse without having to take it all out. Whereas with the Rosalie coin purse, you do have to fold the cash into the center. Here I've got some dirhams here, so you do have to fold it, but it's not a big deal if you don't use cash often, in my opinion. And my final point is, if you do carry quite a lot of cards and you want your cards to be very secure, then I think the Rosalie coin purse is more secure because you just have all your cards here. You can hold your purse upright like this, and you've not really got any risk of this falling out unless you decide to hold your purse upside down. Whereas with this one, you can see I've got the 4 cards, the 8 cards, sorry, in the front here. That's probably going to be your max capacity. You can put more up here, but because this pocket is quite wide open, I think it's much easier for a card to fall out if you do start holding it sideways or so. But overall, I would say it's not a big issue, as once you've closed the purse, the cards are still quite tightly packed into the purse. So now let's wrap up with my final thoughts on these 2 pieces. So I would say that if you are somebody who likes to use cards more, then the Rosalie coin purse is more practical and easy to use for the things that I mentioned. The fact that it feels a bit more secure to have your cards in here, and you can just kind of slot a whole load of cards into the middle section here and flip through them. I think that if you are more of a cash and coin person, or you like the convenience of having some of the notes just laid flat, then the Zoe wallet is much better for that, because it kind of has the full functionality of a full-size wallet, but it's just a mini version. And so I do really like that about this purse. So that's it from a more practical perspective. Of course, then also you have this back pocket on the Zoe wallet, which also makes it more functional if you want to just have 1 or 2 cards in the back here. But that's probably it from a practical perspective. The purse I prefer is the Zoe wallet, and that is for reasons other than practicality, to be honest. So I just really like having a fold out purse. It's something that I really wanted after getting the Rosalie coin purse. And I also really love the empreinte leather. So to be honest, I wouldn't get this in the canvas. So what I mean is, having already had this Rosalie coin purse in Damier Ebene, if the Zoe wallet didn't come in empreinte, I don't think I would, in fact, I wouldn't have bought it. So it was the allure of the empreinte leather that brought me to this piece. I love the feeling of it. I also think it's a lot easier to slide cards in and out with the leather. I know from watching some reviews on this purse, but in the canvas, that some people say that the slots are pretty difficult, but I do think with the leather version it's a lot easier because the cards don't stick to this kind of pebbled leather. So I do think that's much nicer to use. And I just love the look of this, especially in the black. I think it's very chic, and I love the mini size of it. And so this has got my heart for now, at least, but I expect I will be kind of using both of these side by side as I switch in and out of my purses. But yes, this has got my love. It is also slightly smaller, so it kind of works a little bit better in my mini bags as well. So that's it for this video. I really hope that was useful. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to try and answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.